This is a review of The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson, the first book in Mistborn Era 2, and this is going to contain spoilers for both Mistborn Eras 1 and 2, so I guess this review is for people who have read it and want to chat about it. My first observation is that the stakes are a lot lower in this era. So Mistborn Era 1 was overthrowing the final empire and the world is ending, we have to somehow stop it. Whereas this was a criminal gang that vanishes, train robberies, and trying to solve the mysteries behind that. Although there is a deeper mystery that we didn't discover in this book of the mysterious set who were funding these vanishes, really as sort of a front for what they wanted to do, which was to kidnap those women. So at the moment the thought is that they're kidnapping those women to breed allomancers or fairy chemists or twinborns, maybe to create an army. That's a very long-term goal, but in this novel we were just dealing with the smaller stakes, the smaller story of the vanishes and the train robberies. And I guess it was just establishing the relationship between Wax and Wayne and the banter and the enjoyment of that relationship and the characters in the story. And when they kept mentioning characters from Mistborn Era 1, places in the city that had been named after these characters, like Demu Promenade or Ham, what was it, Plaza or something, I can't remember. And then when Sazed's voice came in the audiobook speaking to Wax while he had the earring in, so I guess now Sazed or Harmony uses hemalurgy to speak to people like Ruin used to. And I wonder whether these bigger stakes that are going to be coming in the future are going to maybe come in to challenge Sazed or Harmony, because Sazed is the sort that has ruin and preservation in him. But I did feel sad that Sazed doesn't really have any control or power. He has to maintain the balance, so anything that he personally wants, he can't do. He can just sort of nudge a bit and help Wax in the littlest ways possible. He can't properly disturb the balance between ruin and preservation. And there don't appear to be any Mistborn anymore. I guess it has died out because the only powerful line left would have been Elend, and of course he and Vin died and didn't have any children. So there are allomancers and ferrochemists, but the allomancers only have one of the metals. But there are also twinborns, which combine maybe one allomantic power and one ferrochemical metal. And a bigger picture, I'm wondering what happened with Miles, who was head of the Vanishers, and when they killed him, even though they'd taken away all his metal mines, even if he'd hidden one, he wouldn't have had that much power to keep on staying alive while they were trying to kill him in the execution. So what bigger thing is going on there? Is there a bigger power? Because he believed in a different religion, didn't he? But is there a different shard at work there who's wanting to come in to challenge Sazed or Harmony? Or maybe it has something to do with this mysterious group, the Set. And Marsh is still alive. I thought he got all burned up and died by the heat of the too hot sun at the end of the last book. I thought that was too much to come back from, even for an Inquisitor, unless Sazed helped him somehow. But he's still alive, and so that's a nice link from the past era. So with Steris and Mercy, I actually really like Steris as a character, and I think she has the most potential going forward to be the most interesting, whereas Mercy, I do like the fact that she's been at university training to go into law in the courts and things, but I don't really like the fact that in order to distinguish her from Steris, it's sort of the vibe of, oh, but she's cute, and don't worry, she does like skirts too, and being feminine, and she does blush a lot, and that got a bit annoying. So I'm not rooting for Wax and Mercy to get together, and although the arranged marriage with Steris isn't ideal, and I don't think that should be happening either, I do think Steris might actually turn out to be the better person for Wax, and that could be more of a growing, slower burn relationship, and I think they could actually really get on, because Mercy is too young for Wax, and even though they have an interest in common in, fighting crime, with Mercy it feels more like hero worship. She hero worships him and just likes the thrill of the danger of chasing criminals and things, and it's not really for the right reasons that she's doing it. But I do look forward to seeing where Steris's character could go. I'm trying to think where I'd rank this Alloy of Law in all the Sanderson books I've read. And for me, Stormlight Archive and Skyward series are right up the top. And then you come down a bit and that's Mistborn Era 1. And this is below that, probably around the same amount of enjoyment as Isles of the Emberdark and Tress of the Emerald Sea. But actually I really liked Isles of the Underdark, so maybe that's slightly higher than this. I am going straight on to listening to the second book in Mistborn Era 2, Shadows of Self, and I think I might warm to Wax and Wane better. It feels like it's just going to grow and grow how much I like them. And I think Wane is much underestimated, and my favourite quote of the book actually came from him when he says, "Some mistakes though you can't fix by being sorry," and it's just so true. He's talking about when he shot someone by accident, and which is why he never goes near guns now and hates guns. I mean, he's an insane character, but he slips under radar and people underestimate him. But I love how he can disguise himself and change his accent and turn into anyone, and it's all done so cleverly. So I enjoyed this book, but for me it didn't quite have that thrill and excitement and high stakes that I was wanting from a Brandon Sanderson book. If you enjoyed this video, please consider watching the first pinned video in my profile, which explains the situation with my neck and what I'm having to do every day to stay alive and why I'm having to fundraise for urgent and essential neurosurgery. Thank you.